Whoa, it's been so long since I've sat down and filmed a video, like what? Also, just a quick update. Sorry that last month, November, I was very MIA from YouTube. By the time that this video is coming out, ideally a couple of other videos have already been there, but this is the first time that I've been addressing the camera since my little like month-long hiatus. But yeah, I can't really promise that it will never happen again, but I am okay. And I'm definitely planning to continue to make videos on this channel. Anyways, today I kind of just wanted to really talk about this manga I've been reading recently, or I guess I have read recently. No longer reading. Have read. Maybe I shouldn't be on camera. If you've already clicked on the video, you probably know what manga it is. Let me do my introduction just to be nice to me. So a little background info like always. I don't think that it will shock anyone whenever I say that I fancy myself an enjoyer of manga and anime. Literally no one's surprised. I also don't think it will really surprise anyone if I say that yes, I also like BL. Honestly, I think the second anime I had ever watched was like a BL/yaoi, and like I did not know that it was going to be, and I was like 11 and I was like, oh, this one sounds fun, and then I watched it and I was like, what's going on here? But yeah, it was really good. I think I cried, but now here we are, okay, and I'm 22, so double that, double it. Anyways, all of that being said, I feel like this is a genre that I relatively keep tabs on. I'm not gonna lie, I don't have enough time or energy to like consume or watch every BL. Like I don't have enough energy to like watch TV anymore. So yeah, but I would like to say that I do usually keep like a good radar on the scene in general, if that makes sense. Like for example, if like a new BL comes out, I usually don't watch it because I'm just like, watching new things, it's such a commitment. But I'll usually have heard about it. I'll have a general idea about what it's about or what the plot is and kind of who the characters are. Like I am conscious of a lot of things that are going on in the BL scene. That being said, the manga I read recently like completely passed me by. So yeah, like I had never heard of it, and I don't know what I was gonna say. I'm tired, guys. But yes, that manga is My Love Mix-Up. My manga. My Love Mix-Up. So for those of you who do not know, I work at a library and I would see these manga on our shelves like every day. I would see that we had the entire series of My Love Mix-Up. The spine would catch my eye, and eventually, you know, last month or so, I decided to pick it up and see what there was. I'm realizing not all of them are turned away, but yeah, so I have all of the entire series and I've read them all, and I kind of just wanted to talk about it. Also, I want to note that I will try to keep this video as spoiler free as possible because I kind of want to, I guess, encourage people to read it as well. I might go over some spoilers like further into the video, but I will give like a spoiler warning if I do get into spoilers. But for the most part, this will be kind of a spoiler free review and thoughts. So as far as the general premise, the main character, Aoki, has a crush on a fellow high school student named Hashimoto. During a test, he asks to borrow her eraser because he forgot his. Aoki sees that she has written a name on the eraser. It's Ida. Ida is the boy who sits in front of Aoki. I guess I should also mention, for anyone who is unaware, there's this tradition, or I guess like schoolyard superstition, where if you write your crush's name on like the white erasers and use up like the eraser without anyone seeing it, then the crush will like you back, or you'll be together, something like that. So that's the idea. Anyways, Ida turns around, sees Aoki with the eraser, and takes it to mean that he is the one with the crush on him. And the rest is just kind of what happens after that, but that is like the catalyst for all the ongoing shenanigans. More does happen, but again, I don't really want to get into spoilers now, but that's kind of the general premise and the thing that sets the story in motion. I would say that the overall tone and genre of this manga is pretty lighthearted. It's like just a very nice slice of life high school romance. It's pretty heavy on comedy. Like, while there are dramatic turns and real emotions, like, I did tear up and cry, but a lot of the times it just really had me laughing out loud. It's also PG. Like, here at my library, it's classified as young adult. Overall, I think the entire story kind of has like a friendship is power type of manga. Okay, so that's kind of the premise. I'm gonna just go over some of my reviews and thoughts. The way that I broke this up is by roses and thorns.
If you cannot guess, I've been watching a lot of NADPOD, but I'm sure that they're not the originators of Thorns and Roses, but you know, credit to them.
My first rose is that I really enjoyed the length of the series. So it is 9 volumes. I have them all right here. So I have all 9 and I just really like the length. I don't think it's too short. I got a lot of content out of this world, but I also don't think it's too long. I don't feel like the story dragged out longer than it needed to go. I also don't really like when manga are like so long running that it might be intimidating to start reading it. My second rose is that there is so much miscommunication, but like in a good way, okay? So not like frustrating miscommunication, but like I just love miscommunication shenanigans. I say shenanigans too often, but any sort of like miscommunication, like AO3 tag, I know it's gonna be juicy if it's done right, and I think this one is done right. Again, I don't want to give any like big spoilers, but there are a lot of mix-ups other than just the first mix-up. Like, I feel like every twist and turn is just like another fun mix-up. So yeah, there is more than just the eraser, and as a person who loves that kind of drama, chef's kiss, okay? Another rose is that I really enjoyed the side couple. Like, I was so invested in the B relationship. They got their own type of mix-up, they got their own type of angst. They also like really got their time to shine, and I just really liked it. It was really cute, it made me happy, and I think it's always great whenever you can like all the relationships. A big rose for me is that like it did not spend a lot of time with homophobic vibes, you know what I mean? In the nicest way possible. There are some like BL content that you can tell that they're like not actually for it, that they want to like make everyone kind of be like, oh, that's weird. And it was just so nice to have like a BL where that wasn't really like a big deal. Like, don't get me wrong, it wasn't completely ignored or overlooked. Like, it wasn't not addressed at all, but the main conflict wasn't like, ew, I can't believe a guy likes me, you know? Because I feel like I see that all the time. And don't get me wrong, I feel like there is a place for those kind of stories, and I'm sure that some people get really rewarded off of those types of stories being portrayed in like a good way. But for me, it was just so refreshing to have a story where like it wasn't too crazy of like internalized homophobia, but it wasn't completely ignored either. But I hope that this rose made sense. And my last rose, which does contain a minor spoiler, so minor spoiler alert, the main couple do end up getting together pretty early on. I would say within the first half of the series, they do end up getting together. And so a lot of the series is them in a relationship. I personally really like that. I would say that over half of the manga and the series is them officially together, and they're working out their relationship and dealing with kind of growing pains. I feel like so often a lot of romance stories kind of end with couples getting together, and don't get me wrong, I don't like hate that. Like, if I watch a romance story and like the end is they kiss and that's it, like, that's fine. However, I want to see the relationship post getting together, right? Like, I want to see them actually enjoying time with each other, like being together. I want to watch them work things through. I want like established relationship AU. Like, some of my favorite romances and stories in general are about characters who like are already in a relationship. Like, I just want to see them be cute together already. So big rose for that. Also, I do want to say that their relationship like also seems pretty functional, so like that's also good. Okay, those are some of my roses, so here are some of my thorns. So my first thorn is that the book is pretty PG, which I mentioned beforehand, and I don't want to sound like a creep, like I don't need them to go 18 plus or anything, but I will say it does get a little upsetting whenever, as I mentioned before, again, another minor spoiler alert, they like get together within like the first half of the series, but they don't have a kiss in the book until like the last volume. Like I don't actually know if it's the last volume, but it's pretty far deep into the story. I think like canonically, like within the timeline that the series is going, because they do show like the passing of months and the passing of time, I think they had been together for like 6 months and they're still like, we should kiss maybe one day. And like, listen, I know that people are allowed to move at whatever pace they want to, so I'm not gonna pressure people into like kissing someone after dating them for like 6 months. But like also like, come on, this is a romance. They're set like senior year of high school. They're like 17, 18. They have been dating for like 16 months. You are a romance genre manga. Just like let them have a kiss, okay? Just let them kiss. And what's crazy, again, another spoiler alert, the side couple kisses before the main couple gets a kiss. I'm like, why does the side couple get to kiss when they hadn't been going out as long? Like quite literally the main couple gets together before the side couple work things out, but yet they get a kiss before the main couple does. Another thorn for me is that I feel like sometimes the manga became like too comedy. Like obviously the whole tone of the manga is generally more lighthearted and comical, but there were like 1 or 2 times where everything became like so unrealistic. It just didn't even like fit the tone. Like it was so crazy and out there where it's like, hey, read the genre. Like I said before, I would definitely categorize this manga as slice of life. Like it's very slice of life, but it's also comedic. And so it's okay when there's like comedy, but it still fits in with this like slice of life world. But there were like 1 or 2 times where things became so crazy, it kind of felt like a fever dream. And finally, my last major thorn. I do want to give a semi-big spoiler alert. So this one does have some weight to it, but I will talk around it if you don't want to skip it, because I never skip things even if I'm gonna watch it. In the very last volume, it plays with your emotions like a yo-yo, like in a way that actually is rude and it hurts, and I like genuinely am mad at it, and I think a lot of people are too. For example, I was looking online for like other people's reviews and opinions just to see what like the general consensus was, and there was like a Reddit post where people legit stopped reading because they were so upset. And like, I know this sounds like the biggest red flag. It's not. Everything works out fine. So just know that if you do decide to read it, push on and it all becomes okay, because again, they're playing with your emotions. I was for real like sobbing. I was like, okay, so I just read 9 volumes, like almost 40 chapters, and at the very end, you're gonna do this to me. But then I was like, okay, I gotta keep going, and it does get better. And it was just kind of like a haha, wouldn't that be funny? Wouldn't that be crazy if that happened? And you're like, why would you do that to me? It doesn't end in an actual bad ending. They just make you think so. But big thorn. Also spoilers. Okay, so I'm not gonna lie, my original goal with this video was to watch the various live action adaptations and compare them all in this video, but then I realized that I do not have enough like time in my life to really want to try to speed watch the shows right now. Also, as I mentioned, these are all from the library, so I definitely wanted to film this video so I can return these books on time. But yeah, I was not able to speed watch the live actions. I'm sorry. I know that this may make me sound weak, but I do have to like be in a mood to binge watch series anymore. And most of my content consuming time has recently been in the land of books.
I do plan on watching them eventually. I just did not have time to watch it all and to like synthesize information, to then write a script of the video, to then film the video and edit it on time. So yeah, just not gonna be in this video, guys.
Anyways, that being said, there are live action adaptations of this manga. There is a Japanese live action adaptation and a Thai BL drama adaptation. I did start watching the Japanese live action, so I can speak on that. I am around like 5 episodes in, and I would 100% recommend the live action adaptation. It's like very one-to-one on the source material. Like all the actors look like they were literally taken straight from the page. The plot and the actions and even like the pacing just follow the general manga to a T. I also really like watching this live action because a lot of the original like jokes and comedy are able to shine through. The comedy can really shine through because you get to actually experience it being said and with the correct tone and timing, and it just hits harder, okay? Now as for the Thai BL, I have not gotten around to watching it, but from what I've seen and what I've read, it seems like the Thai adaptation, they really made this like their own. So they took a lot more liberties of how things were happening and what's happening and what the characters are like and what the tone is like. Whenever I looked online for what people thought of it, some reviews, I don't think it's necessarily hated. However, a lot of people kind of agree that the Thai adaptation does not really hold up. It's not that great. I think the main couple is a more known Thai BL couple. So I think the actors are popular. It's Gem Forth, but a lot of fans feel like the production on the entire series just was not good. According to a Reddit thread, which I will link in the description down below if you want to read it yourself. On this Reddit thread, many commented on just not really feeling like there was good production or planning. This Reddit post said, "My Love Mix-Up adaptation feels like a confused cut paste instead of an actual adaptation of the story or a direct cut and paste. It is suffering from lack of direction and writing and editing. Like there are scenes that are cut and paste and then turned caricature versus actually playing off the genuine innocence of the characters. It feels like there is no solid direction. It absolutely is not the actors' fault. They seem to not know where they want them to go with their characters." So yeah, I think the Thai adaptation might be worth it if you're like really into Gem Forth, but I'd recommend watching the Japanese live action if you want to experience like the actual IP. But even then, I still highly recommend reading the manga for all the reasons listed above. Also, there's just something so nice and cozy about like actually reading manga and like holding it and being like, ah yes, like I just felt so nice and cozy. And again, the story and the entire series is not too long, so you don't have to worry about buying or collecting like 100+ issues. And also, who knows, maybe your local library has a copy. Okay, thank you for watching this video and staying this long. Thank you for listening to me rant and talk about something I read, because yay manga. Please let me know in the comments if you've read My Love Mix-Up and what you thought of it. Also let me know if you haven't read it and maybe you want to now. Also let me know if you've seen the live adaptations and what you think. While you're at it, please like this video and subscribe to my channel. Every number really means a lot to me, and it really also inspires me to continue making videos. I am very reliant on positive reinforcement, okay, to get through the slum of editing. You should subscribe. Anyways, see you all next time, or maybe not. Bye.